1. Welcome to the stream. Whoops. I would just like us to take a moment to look at this beautiful art. Y'all didn't tell me I had the same song on repeat. Come on.
I don't know, just going.
I thought it was an aesthetic choice.
But look at this art.
Take a moment. Breathe it in.
It's so pretty I could die.
Yeah. It's pretty incredible.
Hey, can I get that advantage from
Yes.
guessing the flower type?
You can guess the advantage from guessing the. You can get the advantage from guessing the flower type. Good job, Kiri. Do you know what that flower represents?
Oh, I got no fucking idea.
Oh my god.
I'm
Good
gonna
luck for
guess
parties
death.
of 4.
Yes,
Hopefully, yeah.
yes, Kappa. It does represent death.
Sweet.
I thought it was fitting next to the skull and the tree above Echo and the flames above Echo and the book over Kiri. And you can't see it, but there's a huge clock behind Devereaux. It's very cool. All right, sweet friends.
It's beautiful.
Who is ready for some Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah?
I don't know. I've only turned on my camera.
Yeah? Is your camera working?
It's working.
So thanks to the lovely Andrew Fellowship of the Tables Bay of Gifts Wikimancer, we have a recap from last week. Would anybody like to give a recap of last week? Ooh, Kappa.
Yeah, I know. I know. All right, so last week with Death's Keepers, we were at the front of a cave or cavern, tunnel of some sort, carved into the mountain, and we were on the chase, hunting down some ne'er-do-wells, possibly to dispense justice towards those who burned down the Pink Pig's plum. Did I say it right?
You
I hope I
did.
did. Doesn't matter, because I'm going with it anyway. There were some cultists in there, and we came in there with the fury of 1,000 suns, 1,000 Devereaux, and 1,000 Giris. And the battle was handily in our favor until a shady individual came in, much more powerful than the rest, and had an conversation with Kiri, and they had a bit of a disagreement, and Kiri wasn't having any of it, and severely wounded the shade, who ran like a bitch. We weren't able to give chase. Too fast.
They were very
But-
fast, yes.
Yeah, they were very fast, but we were able to explore the rest of this cavern, find that it had ties to the one who should not be named, Voldemort.
God.
Vecna. I'll say it.
You aren't
I'll say her name.
afraid? You aren't afraid, Kappa? What could happen?
I'm not afraid. Vecna can't hurt Echo.
Okay.
No, but
Noted.
Finley can.
There was a secret bookcase area thing, and Finley found a lot of artifacts and things that belonged to acolytes of the Raven Queen. There was also, I forgot the NPC's name,
Liam
Liam.
Carhart.
Liam Carhart, who had a conversation with Echo about nobility and the responsibility of those in power. We fought a mummy.
How did that go?
Echo got mummy rot, which would have killed him if not for the heroics and healing and removal of curse of Finley. And that is where we start, I think.
I believe so.
Rot, comma, mummy. Yes.
We find Death's Keepers in this cavern. Oh my god, y'all like the worst. The artist, I would like to let y'all know that the artist for this new art is the same artist who did Numenera's art. That is Triangle. Alex, if you have a moment, would you link them in chat for me?
Yes, yeah.
Link their Twitter. I'll make a thing for it. We love Iowana, but she's too busy. Echo. You can still feel sort of the lingering pain, the lingering. How do I say this? What is left over from the removal of your curse. It's gone, but it's like the memory of it is still present there in your body.
It's almost itchy. Like I need water. I need to hydrate.
You have
Something.
an itch.
It's
Do you want me to check the book again?
no. It's the easiest way I can describe it. It's deeper than that though. This mummy did something to me, and the curse is gone. But I don't wish that on anyone. That was.
We should probably find a rest.
But if you're still itchy, wouldn't that mean the curse is still there, just in a different form?
I don't know. This is the first time I've felt that sensation.
Well, if it gets any worse, let us know so we can scratch it.
Of course, Steph. Oh.
So, what happens now?
Liam clears his throat from behind. Could always leave.
We could. My only concern is what do we do with all the so very much living people we had a disagreement with in the other room.
I know we wanted to search around for certain things. And Liam, I'm so sorry. I know you've been here a while and you probably want to be getting on your way. Did you want us to go with you down to Honleith? That's probably the closest town.
Well, I'm perfectly capable of heading out on my own, but that is to say I wouldn't mind the company. Only if you are going that way yourself.
It probably depends on what we find here in the... whatever this is. Besides cultists and mummies, who knows what there is yet to discover. I know you want to be getting back to your sister, and I didn't want to keep you here if you wanted to be getting on, but I'm sure I don't want to speak for everyone, but I'm sure you're welcome to stay with us.
Thank you. That's kind. He seems a little distracted.
Could I speak to you over here? Not far, just like, not in the group, just like...
in
real
private?
quick. Yes. Not too far. I don't know I don't really like this cavern system, but just a ways a little bit, if that's all right.
Certainly. It was getting very, very heavy on my soul, that song. Ooh. The two of you, Niam and Finley, Finley, you follow this Asmar out of the room and sort of down a series of tunnels. What is it that you need to speak of, Finley?
I was unkind earlier. And I know I would never tell you how to handle your grief. And grief of the unknown is just as much grief as grief of someone passing. And I recognize that very well. You caught me off guard. And it's a gift you've given me that I don't know what to do with. But I was ungracious upon receiving it. So bless you. And also thank you for it. I don't know what I'll do about my father. This is an Eva thing. Did I ask about his health before? You said it had been a few years.
It has been a few years.
Did he seem well?
Or persuasion.
Didn't pull my dice out. What game am I playing? 15, 19.
You should go see him.
Right. Again, there's always safety in numbers. And if you want to go, I don't blame you. Outside the cave, there's 2 horses and a giant elk.
Okay.
If you wanted to take my horse, it's the least I could do. Don't take him, leave him in Honolith, please. But he would get you out of the woods fast.
Finley. Are you okay?
Yeah, I mean, we just fought a mummy and, Echo, got the rot. But, kinda hanging together pretty well, I think, personally, in as much as I can.
I'm sorry, I don't know why that was so funny. You sound troubled, Finley.
Don't we all?
No, we don't. You in particular in this moment do, though.
Didn't he seem to be having some issues?
Sure, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
You first.
Does he seem sincere?
Roll insight.
About?
Yeah.
Why am I so good at insight? 17.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sweet. Well, Niam, I'm a bit of a coward. Who is coming face to face with a lot of things she'd rather not in a very short space of time. And it's not the mummies, it's not... I have spent 15 years not knowing what happened to my family because I can't bear to know, is the short of it. If I don't know, sometimes at night I can think that my father is in his study, picking away at some random artifact he probably shouldn't have. And my mother is in the library, reading something dry and historical. And maybe for dinner they had my siblings over, and maybe my siblings have families now, I don't know. And maybe sometimes they set a place for me, thinking I'll be home. But the truth could be something different, and I don't think I can bear it. And now I know. I don't have to wonder if he's alive. Was alive. I guess I still don't know. So, if I'm okay, I live with this every day. It is my okay. It just is hitting the surface a little bit more these days, and I need to figure out what to do about that. So, yeah. I know I lash out a bit, and I'm sorry for it. That's all I have to say.
Finley, I didn't realize it had been so long since you'd been to Azmorin. I feel a tremendous guilt for burdening you with the knowledge. Mother bitch.
You couldn't have known.
You see, I can't really understand where you are coming from exactly, because I would give anything to know what exactly happened. However, I also understand. I've spent many a day wondering what I would do when I found them, or if I found them, or if I learned the truth. And each time I get closer, it feels like I'm farther. I just want to let you know that you're not alone, and that I believe you should go visit Azmorin. Go and see what happened to your city. You aren't the only one who left as soon as the gates were open.
No, I will never forget the press of bodies as it happens, but I don't think you're wrong for what it's worth.
I want you to know that I do know what happened to your family. to the rest of them, but I won't tell you. Not in this place, not in this cave. Not before you are absolutely certain you're ready to hear it.
I don't know what to say. Thank you for not telling me now. You're right. I can't. I can't.
Let us
I
leave
won't
this.
think on it.
Let us leave this place. Figure the rest out later. Ren's power went out, by the way.
Oh no.
Yeah. They'll be back. I hope. Let me just message. Quick, what is Devereaux doing? Neem leads you back while this is going on. Echo, Kiri, anything while this is happening?
Not in particular, no.
Okay.
Just trying to give Finley and Neum their space.
Sure.
While they're talking, just, they said change the guard or shift change happens every 3 to 4 days. You don't need that long. You don't need food for that long. Someone's gonna find him.
Well, it's a good point. Someone will find them, but are we really okay with just leaving them here? The alternative, if we decide to leave them here and go back to tell the town, who's to say we are not just leading some random guards people to their death? I don't know who these people are capable of.
Yeah, I guess you're right. See, they just went down so easy. I just don't. I didn't perceive them as a threat, but you're right.
No, I don't think they are as individuals or as a small group, but I don't know.
It's Shade I'm worried about.
Yeah.
So what? We head back to Honleith. Tell them that there are people up here. It only took us about a night to get here.
Yeah.
I imagine they'll be out for a few hours at least. It'll take them way longer to get through those binds.
What if we started a signal fire? They're only here because they won't be seen or discovered or intruded upon. So if we ruin the anonymity of the location, maybe that will just encourage them to leave. Find somewhere else, sure, but hopefully further away.
I think that's smart. I do not want to head back the mountain with them.
No.
It's just... It's too many bodies.
Yeah.
And are we stopping by that hole? There's a hole.
This is Alex's question. Which hole was that?
The one that Devereaux fell down.
Oh yeah, that hole. I would like to look into that if we have time. And if you and the rest of everybody are amenable to it. Don't want to drag people down into unusual holes unless they want to.
Yeah. I think I'd like to take a look, but anything more than that, I don't think I have the. I don't think I have the strength. At least for today.
Oh no, I certainly wouldn't want to do it today. We need a rest.
Echo and Kiri. Finley and Liam are gone for quite a while. Almost a concerning amount of time, you would think.
Mm-hmm.
And then just when you start to feel that edge of worry, concern creep in, they return.
Everything okay?
Finley probably looks like she's been crying. She's going to say, "Yep."
Just rehashing some old family business.
Fair.
Is there anything anybody would like to wrap up before leaving here? I don't feel quite right leaving you all in here alone.
Kiri came up with a really good idea. It's starting a signal fire.
A beacon.
Wait, real quick. How far away is the nearest temple to the Raven Queen that Finley would have been to?
Wolfcrest. It's about 3 days, 2 days.
Oh. Just kidding.
Finley, are you sure you are willing to trust these people with artifacts of your faith?
These people or those people?
The people who the signal fire might call.
No, not in particular. That I
Yes.
don't particularly care for. I'd rather a more targeted approach, I think.
Such as?
Heading back to town. Perhaps I don't know. I'd call someone if I could, but
Can we take some of it with us
I already have
safe.
some of it. But
for safekeeping?
didn't you say it was like a room full, like a broom closet full of?
It was, a lot of them were just sort of knickknacks, but several of them, the magical items that I sent you were what was really of value.
Which I already have. So,
Which you already have.
Yeah, I mean,
Some-
if it's gatherable, I'd like to just gather.
Sure.
it.
Yeah, I would say with your bag of holding, you could probably fit everything in there, but you would need to empty it pretty soon.
I assume that's not directed at me because I do not have one.
Yeah, you do.
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Totally.
You know me. I have a terrible memory.
Yes, you have bag of holding.
Then that's what I'll do. In which case, light it up.
Okay.
No, okay, wait, but two things. One, we're still pretty tired, and we don't know where people are coming from. So do we want to have kind of a little bit of a break? They're going to be fine, tied up for a little while, probably. Plus there's a locked room. We could just put them in the room where Niam was. And then they could like walk around and stuff and not lose the feeling in their little appendages.
Didn't you
Appendage.
break that lock with your warhammer?
Kiri did. Yes. Okay.
Smash cut to a lock on the floor.
Do we still want to look for our taken things?
They're not
Might be
here.
worth it.
There's places we haven't investigated yet, I thought.
Finley,
We
make
went
it.
left twice.
Finley, make an intelligence check.
Any kind or just straight intelligence?
Straight intelligence.
7.
Yeah, this place is pretty big. Maybe that would be an insight check. Would you like to
Can
use an
make it.
advantage? You have several.
I have 2, which is not several, but yes, I will use one.
Okay,
Although if it's insight, that does dramatically change the score.
let's do insight.
Okay, it is then a 14. It's like math.
The further you get from the room where it happened, the less it looks like these places are used by the Silence. It looks like the caverns are not fully utilized by the people occupying them. So, in theory, you could keep exploring. You never know what you might find. But you imagine that if your items were being stored here, they would have been stored with the backpacks and the other loot that you found. It's almost as if they were incredibly powerful Dawn War relics that got transported immediately. What?
So I mean, they're our stuff probably long gone. I can get started on the signal fire if you want to do a little bit more searching.
I don't think there's very much left to search.
Okay.
Finley, what do you think?
Fire it is.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay.
Cutscene of Death's Chosen. No, Death's Keepers. I know y'all's name. Making your way out of this lesser used area. Heading back, passing the several people you've had tied up. I'm assuming you go outside to the front of the cavern's mouth opening. And that's where you
I do have a quick question.
I do have a quick answer.
Are there any stores of like firewood or things that these people had prepared to burn?
Oh yeah. You find them in that center room where that big pyre was, where you tried to put out the fire with your coat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or Kappa
Then
did.
I would like to use that for fire instead of any still living trees.
Of course. How would you like to light this fire?
I think I'm pretty sure I have equipment.
If
Adventuring
we're ready
gear.
to do it and you're digging through your pack, I would like to just sacred flame it.
I have a tinderbox, but yeah.
Echo, you're halfway throughout pulling out your tinderbox, and Finley just gently kind of take a flame.
Yeah. Finley's in a mood, so it's perfect.
Oh, okay then. Fine. Put the tinderbox away.
Well, I'm sorry. Did I overshadow
no,
your
no,
tinderbox?
no.
Did you want it? Did you? You can have the next signal fire if you want.
It's fine. I just didn't know you had that.
You know, Echo, there's something familiar about you.
Yeah, I was wondering when you'd say that. I get this all the time.
No, I don't mean your pretty face, which I don't really. No, I mean.
Speaking of which,
No, I mean more the we both kind of have secrets, I think. And I recognize that. But you can have your tinderbox moment next time, I promise.
I would appreciate that. I'm a little confused though. What particularly reminds you of or makes you have this feeling of familiarity when it comes to this particular quirk?
You like to dance around answers. It's not that you don't answer things, it's that you give the partial truth. You give a selective truth, which is usually only done by people practiced with hiding what they really want to say or what they really know. And I could be wrong. It just felt like I recognized that in you. But then again, maybe you just have one of those, personalities.
Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But you're pretty smart.
I mean, I am, but also fair enough.
Maybe something for our next dance.
I would like that very much. I would also like to get out of these snowy woods.
About that. Certainly not now, because we don't really know what's down there, but are you still interested in taking a look at that cave Devereaux fell into?
Cave. What a cave.
More of a hole, I think.
Pit.
A sort of a unexpected skylight to a cave, I suppose.
Something like that.
There's
Once again, would you like me to ruin the surprise for you?
Where's the showmanship in that? But please, go on.
if it's a different surprise, I don't know if I could handle it being the same surprise.
It's not the same surprise. That hole is a trap. Leads prey down to be devoured. Have you,
Devoured by...
well, devoured if you're lucky. Have any of you ever heard of an aboleth?
Have I?
Can't say I have.
Anybody can roll either history, arcana, or religion.
Kiri has no fucking idea, but Alex, am freaking out.
12.
Would you roll?
They're all the same modifier, but I guess it would be history.
Okay.
Would make most sense for Echo.
And it was
12.
a 10 history.
You rolled a 10 history. You didn't roll religion?
No?
Pardon me, I thought you were a cleric.
Yeah, but I have my background is in history.
That's fair, but it's okay. And Kiri, what did you roll? Did you not roll? Okay. I would say Finley. I don't think you know it by that name. Echo, you have roughly heard about aboliths. They are massive aberrations that live in water.
You're those ancient water things.
The
Liam?
ones with all of the teeth and the eyes that stack on top of each other and the tentacles. It's quite nasty business. They like to enthrall humanoids into their service.
And they're just in this mountain.
In the water. At the bottom of that. The bottom of that hole is water. Deep, deep water.
What is their service? What are they trying to accomplish?
Aboliths.
If they're not devouring.
That's a question indeed. They are very scary creatures. Before the coming of the gods, aboliths lurked in primordial oceans and underground lakes. They would reach out with their mind and seize control of the newly forming life forms of the mortal realm, making those creatures their captives. This dominance made them like gods, but then the true gods appeared, smashing the abolith's empire and freeing those captives. The aboliths have never forgotten because they have a flawless memory. They pass on their knowledge and experience from generation to generation. Thus, the injury of their defeat by the gods remains perfectly preserved in their minds. Those minds are treasure troves of ancient lore, recalling moments from prehistory with perfect clarity. They plot patiently and intricately across eons. They also... Oh, go ahead. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, please. This is fascinating.
Well, aboliths have telepathic powers, psionic powers, that are able to read minds of creatures and know their desires. They often are known for using this knowledge to gain a creature's loyalty, promising to fulfill such wants in exchange for perfect obedience. Ultimately, aboliths dream of overthrowing the gods and regaining control over the world. I mean, they've had untold eons to plot and prepare their plans for the perfect execution. I would stay away from them if I were the four of you. They are hard to escape and even harder to kill.
They can be killed.
They can. They are... Well, not truly. Their bodies just reform in the elemental sea of water. A new body might coalesce for it over days or months. They never truly die. Not really. They retain them, and they retain that memory.
So these are intelligent creatures.
Very. Incredibly. Inconceivably.
Then I think it's good that Devereaux made it out.
That was possibly the best thing Devereaux could have possibly done, I think. To not be in that water.
The Aboleth and the Silence have an agreement. Food for information.
Information on.
I wasn't quite able to get too much into detail on the Aboleth. I was working on it. It had something to do with gods who ascended. Gods who became a god. Weren't created that way. As you know, there are only 2 examples of that. They are the Raven Queen and the Whispered One. Which, by the way, would be careful. I don't know if you know, but I wouldn't say that name.
Yeah. No.
But the Aboleth, they do make deals with people.
Oh, yes. Not a deal I would want to be on the receiving end of, I'm afraid.
It's interesting that they have a deal with the Silence.
What makes that interesting?
I would have expected something more than just food.
Perhaps
To
food
be-
is the wrong word I chose. Perhaps, there was an exchange of information both ways. Fodder for this Aboleth's plans. I don't think the sect of the Silence was making the proper moves. I think that this Aboleth had ulterior motives that were not being disclosed. It is entirely possible that the Aboleth was getting more than the Silence bargained for. I don't know why they would trust an Aboleth.
Given what you've told me, I don't know why anyone would trust an Aboleth.
Carrie, is there something you're looking for?
Not from around here. But I did grow up hearing stories about powerful, ancient people who made deals for information and how awful and wicked they were and how manipulative and conniving and evil they were. And then I met some. And they weren't that bad. What is this creature really?
The common mind likes to think in absolutes. Good, evil, light, dark. The truth is not so simple. What is an Aboleth? An Aboleth is a creature of pure revenge, of domination. Domination of the mind. They enjoy it. It's how they lived. For a moment in time, and they've never forgotten. There have been a number of Aboleths come to light in the last few decades. And though they were defeated in a way. They never forget.
That's a lot. Especially just tied to a innocuous hole in a mountain.
Was there something leading you to this hole?
Trying to find this place.
And the lights.
There were runes.
Aboleths are creatures of illusion as well. Aboleths can use powers to override senses, granting creatures illusion of promised rewards.
Just another thing we gotta think about then.
I did not mean to dump so much on you. My apologies, I just have been studying aboleths.
Not at all. The more we know, the better.
I would
We can prepare ourselves.
discourage you from entering that hole again.
Oh, did you think I was going to go in the hole? After that? No.
Fair.
Thank you for sharing, Liam. You didn't have to.
If
I do
can-
have one last question.
Of course, Kiri.
Is there a reason that an aboleth might align itself with or somehow admire the Whispered One? We found some religious iconography.
That's the
case.
question. That's the question, isn't it? The iconography is fascinating. That was here when we arrived. I don't know who put it there. I mean the shift of, as you call them, bodyguards.
Should we get going?
Certainly.
I think so.
Fire's going, so that's good.
Well done, Finley. Well. Onward.
And I guess I can lead the way again. It's
Make a survival check with advantage to see if you can get back as easily as you came. Advantage because you've already taken this path. And you're in your favorite terrain.
true. What was the skill check? Survival?
Survival.
Survival. 21.
Oh yeah. You know exactly where you are and exactly where you're going. Unlike the rest of us.
If Neum did end up riding Finley's horse back to town, I will offer Finley a spot on Tuan.
Finley.
I will accept that. Thank you, Kiri.
It's I quite imagine quite amusing to see such a small Kiri on such a large Ton. I'm here for that image. But Finley, you ride on back of Ton with Kiri, who doesn't seem to be giving any commands to Ton. Ton, it's almost as if they have some sort of unspoken connection between the two of them.
Normally, Finley would be very fascinated by this. Also, the extreme novelty of riding a giant elk. She is very distracted at the moment. And is very quiet on the way back.
Hanleith is just as you left it. It is now approaching evening time. The tavern has been put out. The fire is finally it is no longer smoking. I say that I actually don't know how fires work, so it might be for all I know. But we'll say that I'm the god here, and I decide what happens. Hey, fire's out. What would you like to do?
I
Can I
think we
just
were.
quickly-
Go ahead.
Okay. No,
You go.
Kappa.
No, you.
Kappa.
Okay. I wanted to ask what we settled on in terms of letting people know about who's up there. Are we sending people up there? Yeah.
I think it's risky to bank on someone noticing the fire, so probably we should let, if there's a town watch or something,
Yeah.
probably whoever we would go see about a reward for the other thing, might be a good, 2 birds, 1 stone. Just a thought.
The other thing being the fire?
No, the bit where, Kiri died, with the skeletons and stuff, the
Oh,
board.
yes.
Yes, the person who put that out is the leader of the Temple of Pelor. Who has a name?
Yeah, we just haven't met them yet, so it makes sense for us not to know it yet.
It makes sense.
Yeah. So in the interest of in-depth RP and whatnot, is there also somewhere is Neem still with us? Like,
Mhm.
is okay, hanging out. And there's no balls.
Farkle.
Sparkle.
Farkle.
Perfect. Yeah, forget it. Let's just go see him.
Father Farkle is. You see him outside of the Temple of Pelor. He is actually gardening. I'm gonna have to close this window. He is outside gardening around the area, like landscaping essentially, around this small Temple of Pelor. It's a small building with lots of windows, lots of light. I swear to God, I'm gonna beat this shit out of code. With a tall, like, steepled roof with a nice little iconography of the Dawn Father at the top. He sees the 4 of you. Hello. If it isn't our heroes, welcome. I'm Father Farkle.
Oh, you're talking about
The 4
Pig's
of you.
Plum.
Yes, the Pig's Plum. You are.
Yeah, that's right. We did that. Yeah. Father Farkle. Hi. Hello. My name is Echo.
Welcome, Echo.
We just wanted to let you know that we went to go and try and find who started that fire. Followed them up the mountains, and we found something very interesting. There is a series of caverns up there, and worshippers of the Whispered One.
That's quite serious.
We've taken care of them.
Taking care?
Taken care of them. But they're still up there. And would require some justice. Right now they're incapacitated, but I don't imagine that they'll be there for too much longer.
I
Maybe a
see.
day or so. If you have a guard or that you can dispatch, or a set of guards that you can dispatch, I can describe to you the path that we took to find this cavern.
We have a few people who I could convince to make this journey. We don't have anything like a guard. This is a very small town. Thank you for doing that. I'm not going to lie, there were some people in this town who thought you all started the fire.
We do what needs doing, apparently.
Apparently so. Well
I
met,
hope-
priestess.
Well met, indeed. I hope they've been disabused of that notion by now.
I believe I can help with that.
We would appreciate it very much.
Do you all need a place to stay now that the tavern has, the inn section of the tavern is no longer available?
We might, at least for one more night.
Very well. You're welcome to stay in the temple. It's not much, but I'll open it to all weary travelers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you need?
I kind of look over at
Like the
Echo.
bounty you'll want to collect.
Echo.
Yeah.
Do you need a doctor?
No, I. Good night's rest, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, that. It's more of a memory now.
Well, if there's nothing else I can help you with, I'll return to my duties.
Don't know about the others. There was a bit of you posted something on the board, I think, about the troubles.
I did.
That has also been taken care of, I'm afraid.
Can you roll a
I mean-
persuasion check with advantage for me? How do I know you've completed this?
That's an excellent point. We would be happy to escort you up there.
I would like to describe exactly the path we took up there, the site itself, and the state in which we left it. Go check.
Why don't you roll a... What's higher for you, wisdom or charisma?
Charisma.
Why don't you roll a persuasion check? Straight roll.
18.
Alright, that's a...
And you don't have to pay us now. Confirm
No,
first, and we'll be here. You'll know where to find us because you've opened your doors to us.
Very well. I'll do that.
Honestly, you can just take my share as a donation.
It's very kind of you. This is the money that the town put together. I think they would be hurt if you didn't take it.
I'll take it.
I would hate to offend the town. I will accept it.
he calls inside, Historia, come out here. A 12 or 13-year-old, female presenting child rushes out. She's human. Yeah? Why don't you run up the path and see if your father will go and hear what this young man, Echo, right?
That is me.
Right. See if what he describes is true, and you watch the father begin to scribble out some instructions and hands it to the young girl. Well, is there anything else I can do for you?
You've been very kind.
Just doing my duty. Yes, Finley.
There is one more thing. With the tavern as it is, where might we find somewhere to eat?
Well, why don't you come over to our place for dinner?
That's very kind of you. I she'll look at the others expectantly.
It would be rude to turn it down. What? I don't mean to impose or show any disrespect, but I'm just... What would we be having? Our friend Devereaux here is a little bit picky.
My wife is an excellent cook. I think she's preparing rabbit stew this evening. We can only know what Devereaux would say right now.
I'd look at Devereaux very expectantly. Just
I always hate speaking for characters. Oh my gosh, it stresses me out so much.
Yeah.
Kiri, what do you think?
I'm very grateful for the offer. Thank you.
The evening goes... Go ahead, Finley.
Oh, one more thing. Before, well, like, as we're, like, walking away from this guy, I would like
Sure.
to stay just a little bit longer. And, like, discreetly hand him 20 gold in case you need any assistance convincing some of the townspeople to check out what we found up there.
Can you roll persuasion for me?
I can. I'm good at that.
I know you are.
Ooh, natural 20 plus 8. 28 total.
Hey! You see, there's a moment where he begins to ponder. You recognize he's not relishing the idea of taking your money. However, you watch as he looks at the gold and then looks at you, takes in the quality of your armor, the quality of your sword, the quality of your shield, your otherworldly appearance. He gives you a low nod. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And I will rejoin the group.
So, Finley, Echo, that's Kappa, is Echo, Finley, Echo, Kiri, and Devereaux. You spend the evening in delightful company, eating delicious rabbit stew, prepared by the wife of Father Farkle. You meet their teenage daughter. And you notice that you are actually not the only ones invited to dinner. There are about 5 or 6 other vagabonds or travelers or that kind of thing who were also invited to dinner.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. So it's almost like a friendsgiving of people who just met. It's quite lovely. You are all, directed back to the temple for rest that evening. And that's where we'll pick up right after the break. We will be right back. Everybody pray to the internet gods that Ren can join us. We miss them very much. Oh, it's not the same. All right. We'll be right back. Everybody get up, stretch. We'll see you in a second.
Oh baby, I love your madness.
Welcome to our Patreon. Here on Open for Adventure, we are making high quality Dungeons and Dragons content, folks. We have a great big world to share with you, and by becoming a patron, you can help us explore and expand upon this adventure. With your support, we can invest in more amazing artwork, better mics, fancy cameras, and overall stream quality. Not to mention, help us get some amazing new merch that we can use for giveaways. What do you get by becoming a patron? I'm so glad you asked. Let's take a look at the different levels and give you a sneak peek at what you can get at each tier. Did you know that the family of the First Lord Theo, the leader of the rebellion against the Empire, actually invented firearms nearly 25 years prior to the current campaign? The designs for this high-tech weapon are the Delaney family's best-kept secret. Also, they were originally invented by the late First Lady Victoria, Theo's mother. Access to lore leaks like this is what you can expect from the first tier, written in blog-style posts after each weekly session. Ever wondered what goes on off-camera? The next 3 tiers give you exactly that. With Stolen Moments, you can get access to text-based roleplay moments, highlighting experiences that don't make it onto the stream, like Leona's training session with Ray and Asmrin. Stolen Moments Plus gives you access to roleplay moments featuring our guests, non-player characters, and historical figures, featuring the likes of Marshall, Annalena, and even the Empress herself. And Roleplay Addiction takes us to a whole other level. This tier gives you exclusive 30-minute videos of canon interactions not otherwise seen on stream, like late-night drunken interactions between paladins or tender moments featuring your favorite character ships. The Warm Fuzzies is super simple. It's everything I've listed so far, and also you get your name on stream after our weekly regular sessions. Every session. And our undying love. And finally, the most epic of all Patreon tiers. Drum roll, please. The Lore Master. This ultimate and final tier gets you first look access at all of the content going into our upcoming, official, Open for Adventure campaign setting. Lore, maps, monsters, items, dungeons, dragons. Go ahead, have a look around, make yourself at home, and consider becoming a patron to help us make this fantasy world a little bit closer to reality.
Oh, hi! My name is Express Love. I'm the Senmarian god of coffee. Did you know that in Senmaria, every cup of coffee is made with found familiar coffee beans? That's canon. In Senmaria, every cup of coffee is good coffee, because it's made with love by Found Familiar. Did you know that every bag of Found Familiar coffee features artwork from incredible members of the tabletop gaming community? That's canon. Each blend and roast of Found Familiar coffee features cool D&D names like Thieves' Cant, Face Step, and Pact Magic. In Senmaria, every royal meeting that Ray attends features the Cartographer's Blend, a brew of coffee made by Found Familiar in conjunction with Devin Rue. Now that's canon. Found Familiar coffee. Buy it today.
Yeah, to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Oh, baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, you shine like gold, so selfless to all, and wild like an animal. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. The limit of love is endless. I know. Just do what you want with me. Yeah, I want it all. Could care less the cost. I give you my everything. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium.
Now, welcome back.
Dang it.
Peach
Didn't
emoji.
go.
Ha! Eggplant emoji. Fuck yeah.
Dang it. I'm gonna get the timing right one day.
I love y'all. So, fellow Open for Adventure Bays, O for A Bays, we are missing Ren a whole lot. We really wish they were here. And so Camille doesn't feel great about playing without them and is talking in third person because she's so uncomfortable with it. So we're gonna do a couple more little bits, and then I think we're gonna... Kappa, your captioners aren't working?
Oh no!
How dare you?
Check, check, check. 1, 2.
Is it me? It could be me.
Maybe. Also,
Yeah.
it's not
Oh,
adding
why
the
are
2
they
line
hidden?
breaks.
What? Why would they do that? They just like to hide. They're hidden.
Oh, so I did get the peach emoji off.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
Nah, it's okay.
I wanted to be the one getting the peach emoji, so I had to silence you.
Fair.
Okay. The party has made it back to the temple. Devereaux's being uncharacteristically quiet. Perhaps they were so disappointed that it was an aboleth and they didn't get to go explore. We'll never know. But we find Echo and Finley having a private conversation.
Yeah, I think before bedding down for the night, Echo would, given the sort of conversation that and Finley being like, I recognize you or something, you know, you seem familiar, would try and seek out Finley in a private moment.
Finley, where would he find you? Perhaps, can I make a suggestion before? I just thought of something as soon as I asked. Perhaps you didn't feel right praying to the Raven Queen inside a temple of Pelor. And so you made a quick journey out. You let your compatriots know where you were going. You made a quick journey out to go and pray out in the wilderness.
Not too far out, but yes.
Before we get started, can we hear that prayer?
Oh, I've been praying to you for years at this point. And each one has been a disservice, I see now. I used you without knowing it. I shut myself up in your service and used you as a barrier between me and the world. And that isn't right. And everything I've done freely. I believe in you. I believe in your service, your tenants, your... I didn't. Even now, when it's just me and you, it's... I still can't be true even to me, so how can I be true to you? I don't have a lot. But I recognize now that I need to do better, I need to be better. And part of that is doing it for you, because you've still given me so much. And it's not a repayment. That's not how this works. It's not how I think it works. But I pledge to you that I will justify my status and my service and my belief in you, if not for me. And I'll work on me too. And we'll see what happens.
Eva.
Yep.
Are you okay with Echo hearing that?
Yeah. Sure, that's fine.
I don't think.
Echo, I would say as you go and try and find Finlay, you catch just the very tail end, and it feels like an intrusion.
Yeah, I think if Echo found Finley in this moment of prayer and there just wasn't any way to be far enough out of earshot, he would try and wait somewhere where he knew Finley would be coming back from.
You do so.
And if Finley is retracing steps back to the temple, Echo would just be kind of there waiting. Kind of paying it.
Hello, Echo.
Evening, Finley. I hope it's okay that I heard a little bit, just not. I stepped away as far as I could.
All right.
Listen, you said that I was familiar in a way that I'm not used to. People recognize me for some reason. But the idea that someone recognizes the mannerisms, the way I communicate, the way I tell only the truth that needs to be told at the time. It's one of the first times someone's caught on to that. I don't talk with too many people, but I do know how. It's the same reason why I can dance. It's the same reason why I know how to make my presence in a room be its own and not fall behind. I was raised this way with very little, but always with etiquette and manners in mind. I felt like you should know that.
It's usually so easy to be an asshole. And I love that you waited till right now to bring this up, because I have nothing. Echo, I appreciate that. I wondered for a moment if I was just projecting. I don't deal with people very well or often. And in everything that's going on, I never expected similarities with anyone. So many people just seem like I don't know. and I don't know what to do. I want to ask you about your life and about who you are, and I don't know how to do that, not because of what you just said. I have one friend, Echo, and I don't know how to learn about people, especially people like you and I. And you don't ever have to say anything. I understand, but that's also why I don't ask anything. Because I know what it's like to have the sore spots. Or the shadow spots that you rather avoid.
I've known you a grand total of 3 days. I've seen you catatonic. I've seen you with the essence of tears having streamed down your face. We've also danced. And you're right, I'm not going to tell you anything right now. But in time, I feel it's definitely more of a possibility now than it ever has been. And you don't have just the one friend.
For the record, especially after the prayer, she's crying again. Like, she's still crying. It's just what she does now.
Mm-hmm.
You met her. I think I do.
I did meet her, huh? She told me to take care of those two, but to take a especially gentle hand with you. And I intend to. I don't know exactly what you're going through, but the way I was taught was that you don't always need to go through it alone. It does help to have an idea of what you're doing and where you're going. But that doesn't mean you have to do it alone. And it helps when you have someone with you. I can't speak for the other two. They seem like good people.
She said they were some of the best. But perhaps so are you. And you have shown me a kindness I don't think I deserve, but I treasure it. And in these very unexpected 3 days, I won't forget it. Thank you, Echo.
Thank you, Finley.
Kiri, Devereaux finds themselves occupied, looking at their map or organizing their tea or something. What are you doing?
To begin with, I'm writing my reply to Vesper, which I
You-
would like to find a courier to send to him back in Esmeron.
Did you read it to us?
I can do that. My dear Vesper, Zytharia had quite the task for Devereaux and me. She wants us to accompany the new wielder of the sword I asked you to work on when we first met. Though wielder might not be the proper word for it, as our objective is to find the person who should wield it in battle. In truth, I wonder why the person we travel with, a wonderful and powerful young woman named Finley, should not be that person herself. But then again, I never did care much for the gods. In any case, I believe I may be gone for a while. I'll write you again when we find ourselves staying in one place for any appreciable length of time, and I'll try to be back in Asperin as soon as I can be. I miss you, and I hope to see you again soon. Love, Kiri.
Finding a courier is a bit of a task. You are able to leave the letter there with a small payment and a promise that they will have it delivered as soon as a courier comes into town.
All right.
You find yourself with a little bit more spare time. What would you do? It's getting cold. It's dark out. You can see your breath as you exhale. It never really stops being winter here. They have a very brief summer, but it's nice for you.
I definitely probably at about midnight or so, after having taken my trance and being like, okay, well, guess I'm up for the day now. I sort of get up and, very similar to Finley, I don't necessarily feel proper doing this in a Church of Palor, so I quietly sit by a back door or something along those lines.
As Goat would say, fuck that guy.
Right though. But anyway, I just sort of begin walking in a circle and speaking in Sylvan. My queen? I can't say I know what to do right now. The conflict between the courts just seems like something destined to go on forever. I don't even know if there's anything I can do to help that sort of thing in the first place. But I can't get this Whispered One or Lich King or killing Ektiarn somehow. I can't get that out of my head. I don't know everything. Probably even that I should about the courts, but we don't kill each other. So, and to finally hear that it happened from something that used to be human is a thing that should not be. I confess my first thought was to attempt to form some union between the Summer Court and what was left of us. This is a problem that rapidly seems to be becoming bigger than us. And I'm not sure how long we can put that sort of thing off. But that idea came around before you were awake. And I got it in my head that that was a good and fine course of action. And I admit I still think, well, that's what makes the most sense to me. And yet I don't know if I could. I don't know if it would be right to ask you to lay down your conflict with the Summer Court for any length of time. After what you endured from them, it feels shameful to even ask such a question. So, I won't. I can't ask you to do that. But I will ask you to guide me. I don't know where we go next. I don't know how to deal with this sort of problem. And as much as I would love to return home, I don't think I could do it in good conscience with this hanging over this plane, maybe some of ours. God knows who, for other planes. I can't come home until that work is finished, so. Help me.
Kiri, would you please make a wisdom check?
Actually, you know what? I'm just going to use an auto crit on that one.
Would you like to use your auto crit or would you like to use 3 advantages?
I'll use the auto crit.
Okay. One second. There's a moment where you watch the breath leave your lips. And it's like time freezes. There we go. You feel the familiar coldness in your small frame, and as you exhale, again you see the light mist form a figure in front of you. This figure is you, Kiri, in your spring form, as you are now. And this misty form of you is surrounded by the butterflies that you shift into in your misty step, and you watch this other version of you reach behind their back and withdraw the sword. Place it in their hands, and then look up at you and offer it to you.
I will reach out and take it.
As you sort of reach out, the figure disappears. But you have the sword on your back. What do you do?
I believe for one brief second in Raishar, I was able to communicate with the sword, or rather, it was able to communicate with me. So, I would like to just take it out and just vibe with it for a second.
You hear a low voice in your head. It is about time you and I became acquainted, Kiri.
And who would you be?
Sorry, there's lots of noise going on over here with the construction. We'll get there. The point is, I know who you are. Kiri. The blade begins to grow. It takes on a slightly larger, more elongated, much more elegant form. It is now a +2 weapon. And I will send you the stats for it. That is where we will end today's session, unless anybody has anything else. Got something, Echo? You look like you do.
No, I don't. I was thinking about it, but it's very much a later thing.
Okay.
Finley does have something.
Go ahead.
Before she goes to sleep, she would like to write in her new journal. She would like to leave the title bit blank, but she'd like to put her name at the bottom to start her work of great literary merit over again. And she would also like to write 2 letters. Letters, that's a weird way of saying it. One to Zytharia, because it's been a hell of a day, and Zytharia did not answer her last sending. That she'll presumably post tomorrow, however that works. Courier. And 1 to Devereaux, which she would like to slip into their bag if possible, or she can give that a shot next time. Whatever works better.
We can take care of that next time.
I think that's about it.
Okay.
Very last thing, very quick.
Okay.
Before going to bed, casting Goodberry.
Okay. Beautiful. All right, Death's Keepers. We will continue on this story next week, same time, same place, with an introduction video! Woo! It's gonna be a good time. Let's go ahead and sign off. Anybody?
Whatever, fine. I don't care. Bunch of babies. Hi, I'm Eva. I had the joy of playing Finley today, per usual. You can find me streaming things that don't usually make me cry on my own channel, sometimes, erratically, every second and fourth Saturday morning. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Evasariates. I'm sure there's something else. My mind is blown from just everything. My favorite part of the session, There were a lot of things I could. For some reason, Echo's tinderbox reaction really brought me joy.
I'll go next. Hello. My name is Kappa. I also go by Christian. Today I was playing Echo. The tiefling. Right there. Look at him. Isn't beautiful? You can find me on Twitter at @TheKappaChris, where I post about nerdy things. That's where I do all my projects and all that stuff. You can find me here on Sundays, 1 p.m. Pacific, in the Numenera game at 5:30. 5:30? No. Yes, 5:30 Pacific. Time zones. You can also find me Wednesdays on Kevin Kudo's Twitch channel, twitch.tv/KCOUTOVA, where I play. We play Star Wars 5e. It's D&D skin for Star Wars, where I play a very shady character, but very goofy character. You can catch me on Rose Uncharted Season 2 coming up. We have a couple of sessions recorded already, but Season 2 is coming soon, so look forward to that on, I believe it's Simplecast. And yeah, I've got more stuff, but Twitter, check that out on check it out on Twitter. My favorite part of the session, coming back from break and having these 2 tender moments was nice. Thank you for giving us that space, and also Eva and Alex, thanks for initiating that stuff. It was really fun to watch and, you know, feel something for our characters.
Okay, I think it's me now. Hello, everybody. My name is Alex. I had the distinct joy of playing Kiri tonight. You can find me on Twitter at AxolotlPure. When I'm not doing this, I'm suffering through one of my last semesters at school. And then I'm not doing this or suffering through one of my last semesters at school. You can find me running a game of Numenera on this very channel, starting at 8:30 Eastern. I have no idea what that is in Pacific, because Pacific is fake time anyway. But that is on Saturday nights, and yeah, we have some great, wonderful people in that game, like Kappa, and currently, like Eva, who is very graciously donating her time to us as a guest character, who will also be here next week. So yeah, can't wait for that. And I think that's all I've got for now. Yeah. My favorite part of the session, I think, was Finley coming out of the conversation with Niam and Eva describing her as very obviously having looked like she's cried. And then Echo asks, "Are you okay?" And Finley's like, "Yep!" Best part.
Oh, y'all. Hi, I'm Camille. You can find me on Twitter at CamilleDoesDND. You can also find the channel on Twitter at OpenTheNumber4Adventure. I do lots of stuff here at the channel. I run Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. If you like what we got going on here, please give us a like, a subscribe, or whatever. Help you know what to do. Blue's Clues. I don't know. My favorite moment of the session today. I can tell you my least favorite moment of the session today was when we lost Ren. Ah! That was hard. I felt like the wind got knocked out of my sails. I know it's not their fault, obviously. It's the power thing. I'm still very sad. I hate picking favorite moments on sessions like these because it was all really, really good. I feel like I'm trying to pick a favorite child. I think Finley's apology to Niam was pretty good. I liked that. You're the DM, choose multiple. Fine, I will. Also, Kiwi's letter to Vesper. Oh no. not as good as their the everything not as good as the Mab thing, and then Finley with Zytharia with oh my gosh, I do not have a favorite child. Leave me alone. It's Fate's Chosen. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see y'all's faces. It's I don't have a favorite child. I don't have a favorite game either. Alright, I'm gonna shut up before maybe the players hate me anymore. Alright, y'all, we're gonna go do our callouts, which is structured decompression after games. If you don't know about callouts, message anybody on Open for Adventure and they can tell you all about them. We love to do them. I love y'all terribly, and I hope that y'all have a great rest of your day. We will see y'all next time, same time, same place next week with a Ren. Okay, bye everybody. Oh, Warm Fuzzies. Fuck. Patreon. Our Warm Fuzzies are Belle Chavez,
Belle Chavez,
Christina, Guildmaster Sev, Rick, oh, Andrew Fellowship of the Tables Bay of Gift, Wikimancer, Deborah,
woo,
Gamer Lives with the 1 and the 3, and Pat PJ. We love y'all. Thank you so much for supporting us and letting us do what we love to do. There's been a lot of Patreon Lore League content coming out. That's come out. I hope y'all enjoyed last Mondays. I think today might be the last day that stuff is coming out. So I think today at 5 is the last time I released all of my initial notes from the campaign. So, oh my god, they unclipped it. Fuck.
yes, Thad, you did it. I was gonna do it.
I hate everything. We've got a raid. We will raid. Okay. All right. Let me run them credits and we'll raid right after the credits, so y'all stick around. All right. Bye.